Our plan for today is I'm going to show you a little more cleaning techniques to speed up your computer, and it will improve it greatly. We're going to go ahead and we're going to set up Outlook so it actually works with Word, so your student will be able to immediately email from Word, which enables them to hand in their work really fast. Okay, so if there's no questions right now, I'm going to put my JAWS back on audio versus speech on demand so you can actually hear the commands. And that's just a caps lock space. The reason why I'm doing caps lock is because I have set my computer up into laptop mode, which is very crucial. If you're not understanding what I'm saying, let me actually go into our basic JAWS settings so you understand this. So I'm going to insert space S. Caps lock becomes the insert key. Okay, and I'm going to insert J. I just love how that works. I'm going to Windows 2, and the reason why I did Windows 2 is because if you look at my taskbar, Windows W gets me down to my taskbar, and JAWS is in the second slot. If you combine your icons with the Windows key, you will instantaneously open your programs. Now, Zoom is very powerful and it can interfere with other commands. So we always want to know more than one way to do things. So I'm in my options right now. So when you're setting up JAWS, and this is crucial, and a lot of people don't understand whether JAWS is not working, and it's because of this reason. If you have a desktop with a numpad, the default is desktop layout. But most people have laptops. And if you have a laptop and it is in desktop mode, you're going to have a lot of problems. Anyway, when you load JAWS, you can do an insert J, or it may be on your desktop and you can Alt-Tab to it, and you want to Alt-O to options, right arrow or enter, and you get to basics and you're going to hit enter. Okay, now the reason why another crucial reason why I have it in laptop mode is because if I connect in tandem, that may be a foreign word to you right now, but it literally enables me to take over their computer, and I connect it with a braille display, and I can actually see everything under my fingers on this braille display. And that's the reason why we want the kids to have braille displays also. And my computer is more powerful than theirs is. So if I have it desktop mode, it will really mess them up on the commands. So what I'm going to do is Alt-L, and you want it in laptop mode. You also want it to run from the system tray. That's an Alt-S. You also want your virtual viewer. That will be another lesson down the road, Alt-W. And you set up your JAWS to speak automatically when you turn on your computer with Alt-J. So this is so essential that you get your talking software set up correctly to begin with. Okay, I'm going to hit escape out of this. Next, I'm going to take you to the temp folder, which is absolutely one of the best ways to speed up your computer immediately. So it's a Windows R, and when I give a command, remember you're sitting on that key or those keys. So we're going to do a Windows R. So I'm sitting in my Windows or Start key and hitting R. Okay, and I also went over this a couple weeks ago when we did a Zoom lesson, and you type in %temp %. Shift 5 is your % sign, temp, T-E-M-P, and %. And then you hit enter and open. Okay. Now, I already emptied this because I had, oh my gosh, I get thousands of, this is basically leftover, just files and drivers, etc. You do not need these. So what you do is you're going to do a Control-A, and you're going to select everything. And you want to permanently delete this, because if you just hit your delete key, it's going to go right into your recycle bin. It's still going to keep your computer slower. Not as much. You get them out of your app data temp folder, and the way you know it's your app data local temp folder, look up the very top. This is also an Alt-D command for those with talking software. We Alt-D and you hear app data local temp. This gets clogged, and the more clogged it is, the slower your computer is going to work. So at this point, you want to sit on your shift and hit delete, and it's going to ask you if you're sure you really want to do this. And yes, I am. And you're going to remember, you cannot actively get rid of what you're actively using. So you're going to get a dialog box that you have to do something different with, and I'll tell you in 2 seconds when it comes up. Okay. A lot of times it pops up in the background, so you just need to go to it. And you Alt-A to do this for all current items, and then Alt-S to skip. And once again, Alt-A and Alt-S, just depends on how many things you're using, you have to get rid of. That will immediately, that even improves the bandwidth of your network speed. It is that powerful. So I have my students do this every single day, along with updates every day. Now, remember the command Alt-F4 closes anything and everything. So I'm sitting on my Alt and hitting F4. Okay. The next thing, and I'm not going to run through the whole command, the program, because it's going to take too long, but I do want to show you to do this also. This is at least once a week if you're not set up to have it done automatically. I'm going to hit my Windows key and I'm going to type in disk, D-I-S-K. Windows key, D-I-S-K, and you're going to hear disk cleanup, and you're going to hit enter. Okay. And it's going to ask you what drive you want to clean up. Well, C is your primary default drive, so you're going to hit enter on that. Now, my computer is very, very quick, as you saw. Yours may take a little bit longer. So if you get behind, just escape out of this box if you're trying to stay up with the lesson. Anyway, I'm going to down arrow, and I want every box checked. So to check it, I hit my space bar. Down arrow, check. Down arrow, and just need my space bar to check it. Okay, and you're already going to see I am up to 1.35 gigabytes. Well, you know, that's a pretty significant amount. And I'm not going to hit enter to clean it up because I don't want my computer to slow our lessons down. But at this point, I would hit enter and I would clean that up. But at this point, I'm going to hit escape and get out. And do not interrupt these. Once you get them going, don't interrupt them. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and go to optimize. So I'm going to hit my Windows key, and I'm going to type in OPT, and it says defrag and optimize drives. Keep in mind that if you have an SSD, you don't defrag those, you optimize. And so you're going to hit enter. Okay. I have many, many drives. You probably do not have these, this amount, but it tells me it's my solid state drive. And this was done 1 day ago. I've set this up to automatically optimize continuously. But if you have not, then you do an Alt-O at this point to optimize your drives. That will also speed up your computer. Okay, let's go ahead and hit escape. And if escape doesn't work, Alt F4, because we love that Alt F4. Okay, let's get Outlook connected with Word. So the first thing you want to do is make sure your Outlook is up and running. So I'm going to hit my Windows key. And remember, your Windows key is your path to the world. So I'm going to hit my Windows key and type in out and open up Outlook. And enter. And it's going to open. Okay, beautiful. Now, you need to stop right here. Don't budge, because the first thing you need to do is, if this is a Gmail account, and typically they are because Google and Gmail is so big in our schools and the world. So I'm just going to Windows, Shift, left arrow, and get it off my screen for right now. I have 3 monitors, so it's easy to move things around as I want to move them around. Okay, and I'm just going to Alt-Tab back. And what I'm going to do is, once again, I want you to look at my taskbar. I'm going to Windows T to go the long way to take you down to the taskbar. So I'm going to Windows T. Okay, Google Chrome is in my first slot, so if I Windows 1, that will instantly open it. And what we do is we Windows T, take the kids down, and they actually count their icons so they know where their icons are placed. Well, I don't want to do it that way. I'm going to Windows M or Windows D, takes me to the desktop, and I want to do the hotkey on this. I could hit enter right now, and that would instantly open Chrome. I'm Windows M. Okay, and I'm going to Windows 1, and it's going to instantly open. Okay, And then what I'm going to do is, if I was not in my address edit by my address edit bar, I would do Alt-D. Okay, that's also called the URL. And I'm going to go ahead and type in Gmail, and gmail.com populates. If it does not, you need to type in the whole name and hit enter. Okay. And at this point, I want to insert F5. I want to pull up all my form fields, insert F5. And when you have more than one Gmail account, most of us do, then you need to find out which one you are in, and you're going to hit G. That's what I want, teach blind low vision, and I'm going to hit enter on this. Now, insert F5 and insert F6 only bring you there. You have to hit enter in order to activate it. I also want you to notice that you can add another account here, and I'm actually going to take you to my Firefox where I actually have 3 or 4 Gmail accounts added there. But right now I'm going to tab to Google account. And I'm going to hit enter, and you can hear links all the way along the line. It's telling you headings, links, everything that you need to know. And I'm going to hit enter on that. I'm going to hit my control key, which is our hush up key. If I forgot to mention that, we love that control key because it hushes them up. And I need it to go to my security, which I know is a link, and that's insert F7. So insert F7. And I'm going to hush them up and hit S for security. And I'm going to hit enter and open. And a whole new page populates. So if you do not know, if you're sighted and or sighted or blind, on the left-hand side, typically we always have a tree view. Wherever we hit on the tree view, the list view, okay, list view is basically the biggest part of your page, and you can tab over to that. But you know, when you're in a browser, we use hotkeys. But wherever your tree view is, you hit enter on your tree view, your right-hand side changes. If you're blind, you actually can't see that. You just have to know that. So you hit enter on your tree view, and everything in the list view of items. And I call this the list view because that's the way it connects with the dialog boxes. That's the way all the browsers work. You hit enter in your tree view, and everything to the right of that tree view is always changing. Well, I also know I want to go to a link in this, and I need to go to less secure apps. So I'm going to insert F7 again. Hush them up, and I'm going to hit L. Okay, well, I don't need to learn about it. I already know about it, and I'll explain it further as soon as I get into it. Yeah, I'm going to turn on access, not recommended. Okay, now I'm going to hush them up. Now, the reason why they say not recommended is because less secure apps, well, they don't actually know what you're doing. Outlook is an email client. So let's go over what an email client is based versus an internet-based client like Gmail. Gmail, or an internet-based email, you can go any place. Sit at absolutely any computer and you can use your email. A client, you cannot. If you set up Outlook on your particular computer, that's it. You can't access that Outlook unless, of course, you have remote. Oh, and I've got a child calling. I'm going to, and I do not, yeah. Hold on, let me type in Skype quickly and email my child quickly. Let me give some privacy here so no one hears who I'm quickly texting, so she knows I'm actually in a lesson. Hold on. Okay, and she is just learning about these Zoom lessons also, so I'm just going to text her quickly and then come on back to my less secure apps. Okay, so here I am. So Outlook is a client, and it does look at this as Outlook is a less secure app, but it's only on your computer, so it's not. And you must enable it. Otherwise, Outlook will not connect to your Gmail account. So I'm going to hit tab now. Oh, that's right. Insert space S. Okay, speech on. Now that's a checkbox. I'm going to show you a trick just so you know how to get to a checkbox. I know it doesn't look like a checkbox. It doesn't look like a checkbox to me either. It looks like a button. Doesn't matter. They call it a checkbox. I'm going to shift tab. Now, to get to any checkbox, you use the letter X. So I'm going to hit X now. Ah, great. To activate it, you're going to hit spacebar. Okay, this alone will give you the ability to connect your Gmail account to Outlook. If you do not do this, it won't work. It just will not. Okay, so now I'm going to sit on my Alt and I'm going to tab and put Outlook into focus and bring it on over. Now let's go ahead and connect this email account. Okay, so we're going to go to File with Alt F. Now, if you don't know how to get to your File menu and in general, I always want you to just hit your Alt key because it takes you there. Okay, and it's going to tell you where you're at. Now, we're having a little interference because, of course, we have people moving in and out of the Zoom. But F is where I want to go. And if you don't know that, all you have to do is just start moving, arrowing, and it will tell you where to go. So I'm going to hit F. Okay, I do want to stay in info, and I want to tab to add an account. And I'm going to hit spacebar on that. Now, as soon as I get to my Outlook, I need to type in my Outlook address. Okay, and then I want to tab to connect and spacebar. Okay, now this is a new addition that they've just come up with. Usually it takes you right to your password, but now they actually take you to your Google account and you have to tab to next and type in your password here. And spacebar. And then I need to tab to my password. Okay, and then I need to type that in. Okay. Now, it still takes you one more step. You need to give permission, so you need to tab to allow. Yeah, and you hit your space bar. Okay, and now it has actually added it. People get very confused on that last step and they're not sure what to do. You just need to keep moving. So now I'm going to tab to done. And done button and space bar. Okay. Now we are going to check our work. Here we go. And we got it. Now that we're in Outlook, one of the most important commands that you need to know is Control Y. So let's Control Y. Now, what I always tell my kids is keep your, now most kids do not have this many emails in here. So I'm just going to up arrow. I'm going to left arrow. And you want to keep them closed. So I'm going to have, and you don't have first letter navigation ability here. So now I have them all closed. And if you're visual, you can see they're nice and neatly lined up. I have 5 email, actually I have 6. I don't even want to go up and show more. But when you want to open them, let's go ahead and go down to the one I just added. Yep, and I love how JAWS pronounces that. And I right arrow to open it. And I down arrow to inbox. And I hit enter. And it takes me directly to my inbox. And now I can up and down arrow. Okay? And it tells me access for less secure setting apps has been turned on. And it lets me know that. Okay, so Control N immediately opens this for a new email. So if I wanted to write someone right now, okay, I'm just going to populate my name, hit enter, and I love the sounds and the feedback from JAWS. Okay, type in hello. Okay, this is great. Okay, so while we're here, let's add a signature because I don't want to be typing my name a million times. So you can do this a couple different ways. So I'm just going to show you one way this time. Alt H is going to take you to your home, which is also called message, and AS, attach signature. Well, we can't attach a signature until we set it up. So I want you to Alt H. And visually, you can see all the hotkeys, okay? And if you don't know the hotkeys, if you tab, you will hear the hotkeys. I already know this, so I want to do AS. Okay, well, I've set up a signature for tech. If I hit enter on that, you can see Tech Vision Training Team. Okay, well, if you signed up, you already know about Tech Vision Training Team. But I'm not going to put that in this email. That's only going to go in the Tech Vision Training Team. So let's set up a new one. Ready? Alt H, AS, and you're going to go down to signature and hit enter. Okay, so now your signature opens up. You want to add a new signature, so Alt-N. You can always tab around all these dialog boxes, but once you learn the commands, it's just much faster to do the hotkeys. And if you're visual, you're going to see little underlines under all the letters, and if you combine that with Alt, that immediately gives you the ability to open it. So if you visually see new, I'm going to do Alt-N because that's the hotkey, so Alt-N. Okay, what do I want this to be? I'm going to do blind low vision. That's going to be my name. This name is only for you. No one's going to see this. I'm going to hit enter on that. Now, I'm going to tab around. Okay, well, that's not the one I want, so I need a down arrow to the one I want. Okay, where is teach? Teach a blind, yeah, and hit enter. Now, I want this to come out in my new messages, and I want it to come out with my replies and forwards. So I'm going to tab one time, and I'm going to down arrow. Blind low vision is the one I want, and enter. I'm going to tab again. I'm going to down arrow to blind low vision. Okay, so if I created one signature and I wanted to put that signature in all my accounts, I could, but I want to do it individually. Okay, now I'm in my font combo box. And enter, and I want script MT bold. It is absolutely one of my favorites. You can do first letter navigation, so as all I have to do is S and C in script MT bold immediately populated, so I'm going to hit enter on that. And now I'm in there, and I'm going to put, well, since this is me, I'm just going to put my name, Denise M. Robinson's, because I go to all these accounts. And I'm going to tab one time. Okay, and enter. Now, and I'm going to go ahead and just enter and up arrow just so you can see this, and you're thinking, do you have to do that each time? No, you don't. But I want to show you right now. Alt-H, AS. You can see I have two options, blind, low vision, and tech. I'm going to just up and down arrow. Okay, I want enter, and it replaces the tech vision training with Denise M. Robinson. Now I want to show you how it's automatically in all the boxes. I'm going to Alt F4, Alt-N, I don't want to save this, Alt-N to get out. Here we go. Now when you do a Control-N, you're going to see my signature in there. Ta-da! We love it. So it's automatically set up. And of course, if you think it's too small, you have that option to change the size. You can put a larger signature in there too. So let's Alt F4 out of that. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, we want to get out of Outlook because we're done with Outlook for today. Because what I want to do is each time give you a bit of information on each program just so you can get going. So let's Alt F4. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to be able to have the child email from Word. Okay, we're going to do open Word by hitting the Windows key and typing in Word. But the child uses a lot, so I'm also going to show you how to pin it. Okay, keep the backstage view. This is called the backstage view. And some people think, oh, this is an additional annoying place to be. No, it's not. It has all the most recent and last files you've just worked on, because as we know, our memories, yeah, we don't always remember everything. You also have your options here, and ability to change anything else in your Word. Keep your backstage view. At this point, you can hit escape or you can hit enter. A lot of times, depending on how fast our kids are moving, they can actually quickly move off that blank document. And if they hit enter, it's going to take them someplace they don't want to go. So with some of our students, I just tell them to hit enter, and some students I tell them to hit escape because they're going way too fast in general. So this time, I'm just going to hit escape and get into a blank document. Okay? And here we are. Now I showed you how to email the last time we were together, but now you actually can see how Outlook is set up. You also are going to see we have a navigation pane open. And in general, I tell the kids, keep your page clean. So I'm going to go ahead and do a Control F, which immediately takes me to my navigation pane. I just happen to know that. You can also F6 around, Shift F6. There's lots of different ways to do this. But I want to show you how to get rid of navigation panes, whether they're on the left or whether they're on the right. So what you're going to do is Control Space, and C to close. That is huge. Let's do it again. Control F. Okay, and we get navigation panes on the left and the right of our page. They all need to be closed. Ready? Control, sit on your control, hit space. C to close, and we're back. Okay, this is a test. And I missed my space on that, no big deal. Okay, so now we're going to quickly email this. And actually, before we email it, I think I'm going to show you some low vision tricks for your low vision kids, which are huge. So these are old commands, very, very fast commands. I want you to think view zoom. So I'm going to Alt V and then Z, and I get into my zoom dialog box. Now, some kids need a very large percentage, and as they're learning to type, they want to see more. So I'm going to do Alt E. But once again, I want you to take a look at the dialog box. You see 2 is underlined. You could hit 2 to immediately jump there. So if I hit 2, I can hit 1. I can hit 7 for 75%. T for text width if I want the whole text width. Or Alt E, take me to the percent, and I can type 379, which is this. What is this is at right now? Okay, so let's change it a little bit to 250, okay? Something that's not in my dialog box, and I'm gonna hit enter. Okay, so the kids love this. What typically happens is people will enlarge the text. The problem with that, so let's just do that, Control A. I'm going to go ahead and Control Shift greater than sign, okay? And the kids will enlarge it. The problem with this is if they try to print this off, only 4 words are going to fit on this line. Visually, you also see this little underline here. Well, what's so great is you can actually have JAWS go into proofreading mode. We'll do a whole JAWS lesson on that and the incredible abilities of JAWS to tell you all these little issues in the page. But anyway, that is the problem with enlarging your text versus just enlarge the view, increase the view for these low vision kids who actually want to see their work before their ears start being faster. Once their ears get really fast, that really is what they want to choose. To make this get smaller, you're just going to sit on your Control Shift on the left side and do less than. Your less than is your period, your greater than is your comma. Okay? Oh, no, I said that backwards. Okay, it's less than is your comma. Yeah, my fingers know. See, I looked at that. My eyes don't know, my fingers know. So I'm just going to have to go ahead and Control Shift less than. Okay, so now let's get this emailed. Alt F to file. Z. Okay, now mine is Z because I'm 365. If yours is not, it might be HEA, it might be Z, it might be an attachment, but it's file and then just down arrow and listen to what your share option is. Now I have everything connected to OneDrive because I have several computers. I want to be able to go to any computer and pull up my work. So all my work is connected to OneDrive. Now let's go ahead and tab. I want to do a Word document. You could do a PDF if you wanted to, but I don't. Wait for it, and Outlook opens. And I just start typing in my address. I hit enter, it pops up. Let's tab through. You could change your subject. What's nice about this is the kids can do work, and if the teacher, just say it's something fast, and the teacher just says, hand this in, you don't have to save it. The kids can send it right off. You do not have to save this, okay? And I would tab down. Please see attached. I always tell the kids, be polite. These are people that are constantly helping you. Okay, if your signature does not, oh yeah, this is Hotmail. I'll show you another trick. So this is Hotmail. How do you change that? That's a great question. Okay, I want everybody to Alt-M. I have many accounts. Most people do. They at least have 2. Some have more. I'm going to Alt-M to go up to my from. Okay, and this is where I change to what I want this to be sent from. I'm going to just go down to Teach Blind, which I just created. Hit enter. Okay, now if your signature has not attached here, no big deal. We know the command, Alt-H, AS, blind low vision. There we are. It's inserted, and we send this with Alt-S. Control Enter also works, but I'm going to do Alt-S. Okay, and now that is sent off. So that's how easy that is. Okay, let's see. We're going to pin Word to our taskbar. That's what we need to do. I'm going to Alt F4. I probably should show you how to save this. That's a good idea. Okay, so let's hit F12. You could do Control S. It's far more steps. So I would say don't. Hit F12 for Save As. Okay, here we go. And I think that Zoom connection just interrupted with it. I love not responding. Okay, let's show you how to move around this dialog box. The first thing I tell kids is go ahead and name it. This is a test is fine, okay? This is a test, and it was already in there. I'm just retyping it. I want you to Alt-D, Alt-D. Takes you to your look-in. Okay, so let's say I want to save this in a particular folder. So how about sound recordings? Now, if I have my own folder, if I've created my own folder, I have to type in the full name. Okay, I'm going to backspace. I want to show you a really cool thing. If it is not my folder, let's do desktop, you notice how it instantly populates. Oh yeah, we love that, okay? Maybe it's not desktop, maybe I want to do it in pictures. You see pictures immediately populates because these are default folders of your computer. Okay, well, I'm not going to send this a picture in pictures or videos. It's already in documents, so once again, we're going to do sound recording and hit enter. And sound recordings immediately opens. Now, I do have a lot of sound recordings, but I don't have any Word documents saved in sound recordings because those are all MP3s. I actually have some MP4s in there too. But this is save as type Word document, so I could save it there. But do I really want to? No. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Alt-D again. DOC, that is, and you can also see downloads there, but I'm going to go to Documents and hit Enter and Open. And I'm actually going to create a folder. You create a folder with Control-Shift-N. Left hand sits on Control-Shift, and I'm going to hit N. Here we are, new folder. Okay, and we're going to type this test, okay? Maybe I'm going to put all my tests in here. I'm going to hit enter to solidify the name, enter to open it, and I'm going to do Alt-S to save it, and it is done. So that's how easy it is to move around your dialog box and save work. Let's go ahead and Alt-F4 and close, okay? Yep, we're back on less secure apps. Don't we love that? Let's go ahead and pin Word. Hit your Windows key. We're going to type in Word. And I'm going to hush them up. I'm going to hit my applications key. If you do not have an applications key, and the way you'll know that is if you look at your space bar, move your hand to the right. Alt is always to the left and to the right of your space bar. The applications key is the second key from your space bar, and it has a whole bunch of little lines on it. It has a little square if you're visual. Well, if you hit it and it says Control or something else, then you don't have an applications key. You can Shift F10 for your right click, okay? Or someone takes their mouse and they right clicks on it. But I'm hitting my applications key because I do have one. And I want to down arrow to pin to taskbar. And there it is, pin to taskbar. I'm going to hit enter. And you immediately show up in the last slot. Now, I can't really count this right now because I have Zoom and meeting controls open and I have a lot of other options there. But what you literally want to do is you want to Windows T when all your programs are closed, and then you want to count. Could I take a good guess at it? I don't know, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to say it's 8, just because I have 2 Zoom controls open. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to Windows 8 and see what happens. Oh, lucky guess. Okay. And that's because programs typically count for 1. Okay. I'm going to hit Escape. And I'm going to Alt F4 and close that. Okay. Beautiful. Now, what we need to do is we're going to Windows 8 and we're going to get it set up with the right defaults. Windows 8. Okay. And I'm going to hit Enter this time to get in here. Okay. So now let's go ahead and work in Word a little bit more, and because this is really where the kids are at a lot. And I might even take you to Docs just so you can see the relationship to docs. So I probably should have opened up a file, but we can do this on a blank file too. So the first thing I want you to do is Control D. Now I showed this last time. I showed you I had many, many other different fonts. The one that you want, the command you want, is Alt F. Times New Roman. This is all nice and refresher information, and you tab. You want regular, tab again, size. And remember, Alt D is your default, so Alt D. You want to do Alt A for all documents, of course, and enter. Okay. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna show you something really fun because kids have to do poster boards and whatnot. So I'm gonna get going on that a little bit. I want you to go ahead and do Alt G for your design. Alt G opens your design tab and you're going to PC for page color, PC. Now, I typically tell kids, you've got so many options here if you go down arrow. So I tell the kids, go up arrow, get them into their primary colors. And if their kids are low vision, they can immediately see the colors as they right and left arrow, okay? Well, I love purple. If you know me, you know I love purple, and I'm going to go ahead and hit enter on that. Another really fun option for the kids is page borders. So Alt G again to your design and PB to your page border. Now you're on none as a default, so I want to go down arrow one time to box. Now you could tab around, do style, and you can different colors and different widths, but the kids love the artwork. So instead of tabbing multiple times, I'm going to Alt R to artwork. Okay, and if I down arrow, okay, there is so many there. I mean, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you the quantity. It's huge. I'm going to hit enter on cake just because it's so easy. And I'm just going to Alt L to listen to my apply to. Okay, you could do whole document. You can do this section. You can actually do a paragraph and highlight the paragraph and put it around there. But I just want to do the page just so you can see what this looks like. And I'm going to hit enter again. Ta-da! So now when the kids do Control E, they can say happy birthday. Well, first of all, that is boring, boring font. So I'm going to Control Shift up arrow to select this. I'm going to Control D. I'm going to Alt F. I'm going to type in script empty bold because you know that's one of my favorites. I'm going to tab to size, and I'm thinking 42 is probably good. Okay, that might be too big. About 22, and enter. And it instantly makes it larger. Now at this point, I could keep that highlighted, and I could go into my page border and actually highlight that also. So what we do with the students is before holidays or just anything, it's getting them practiced in writing their family cards and presents and gifts, and it's just really nice. So I think I'm going to upload this because I like this. So I'm going to save this, and we do F12 to save as. Happy birthday. That's good. Now, what I want to show you is I'm going to save this in test. You can stay right in your file name and really never budge between your Alt D, your look in, and your file name. If I start typing in test, okay, the folder populates. So I'm going to down arrow to test. And I'm going to hit enter, and my folder is going to open, and it actually renames it back to happy birthday. So you don't have to tab around this whole box. You can do it in between Alt D, choosing where you want to go. If you're already in your documents, you can actually start typing the folder of where you want it to go. It will open the folder. So it's kind of deceptive that it says file name. It's not just file name. It's for folders also. And I'm going to hit enter on happy birthday. Okay, so I'm going to Alt F4 and close out this, and I'm going to show you the connection between docs and this. Okay, I'm going to Control 1 because here's my Chrome, and I'm going to go into Drive, so Control T opens a new tab, and I'm going to start typing Drive, and it's going to populate for me, and I'm going to hit enter. because your computer is always, always learning from you. Okay, here we go. Now, the trick in Drive, and it is great, for quick keys, you need to insert Z, cursor off. Now, once again, if you're in laptop mode, you can use that caps lock as your insert key. So insert Z, off. That's what I want here. Now, let me just kind of move around this, and then I'll come back and do a file upload. Well, I'm going to go to C. And there's folder, and if I go down, I'm going to get to file upload and folder upload and etc. And even new Google Docs and Google Sheets, but there's hotkeys for all of these. So I'm going to hit escape out. I'm going to do GN, and I immediately pop to my navigation, which is our tree view. And as I down arrow, okay, I'm going to hit enter on recent, and you're going to see my list view immediately change. Okay, now I do not like this view. So I'm going to hit V for view. I think I mentioned that. Well, I may not have mentioned that yet. V for view puts us into list view. And that gives us the ability to go top to bottom versus grid view. I'm going to hit V again. It changes me back to grid view, which is you have to go left, right, up, and down. It's a big pain in the behind. Hit V. It immediately allows you to down arrow. Now, just so you know, when I hit GN and I hit enter on that tree view item, it instantaneously popped me over to my list view. So let's do GN again. Okay, I'm in my navigation. Okay, well, let's say I want to go ahead and get back to my list view, GL. Here I am. Okay, now, the thing is, this takes forever to move around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload that happy birthday file, and then I'm going to show you how to find it really, really quickly. So I'm going to hit C, and I want to down arrow to file, upload, and hit enter. Here I am. Okay, now I do not have to budge from this, because all I have to do is start typing in happy birthday. And if I don't find it, and I don't, it's not populating. No big deal. I do. Oh, that's right. I saved it in my test folder. See, I just remembered that. Ah, that human thing. Okay. T-E-S-T. Now I remember. There's my test. And I'm going to tell you, if it was a couple days later and I could not find this, I would Alt-D and tab to my search, and I'll do that next. And I will type in happy birthday, and it will show me where it is at. Because we always have to have ways to counteract our memory when we don't have a memory on it. Anyway, I did remember I placed it in our test folder, and I'm going to hit enter and open my test folder. And now I'm going to start typing in happy birthday, and happy birthday will populate. Yay! And there it's at, and I hit enter, and it uploads. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and go back and go off the premise that I forgot. I put that in my test folder. So let's go ahead and hit C, and let's go to file upload again and hit enter. Yeah, and don't you love how that populates again? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you if I had not opened it. And what you're going to notice is your computer is constantly learning from you. It will always take you back to where you just were, and it learns your ways. It's a little AI, artificial intelligence, but it is constantly learning from you. But let's say I was not here yet. I'm going to Alt-D. We're going to DOC down to documents where we were to begin with. Okay, now I'm going to start the commands over. Okay. Okay, so Alt-D, tab to my search box, and I'm going to type in happy. And what happens is it instantly populates in my list view. Now, my JAWS is more restricted because it's on advanced mode. But if you're set it up in beginner mode, you'll also hear it. I'm going to tab, happy birthday. I'm going to space bar to select that, and I hit enter, and it uploads. And I've got a nice delay on that. I love that. Okay, once again, oh yeah, I've totally frozen now. I love it. That is because I've got more than one thing going at a time. Let's go ahead and get that unfrozen. There we go. And another thing is you never panic when your computer gets frozen, even if you've got lots of really powerful programs open, just Alt-Tab off, Alt-Tab back on, and you've got it. Okay, so now I want to find this because most people's drives and my other drives have hundreds and hundreds and thousands of files in there. You do not want to go searching through all of your files to find that. Okay, we're going to ignore my highlight that happens to be on happy birthday right now. What I want you to do is I want you to hit a slash, and that's right hand, peek you down to slash, and I'm going to just type in happy. Now, if I didn't know it was right below me, which I do, so if I down arrow, happy birthday, and I hit enter on it, okay, and I'm just going to hit enter and it's going to populate. If you hit enter on it, you're going to see this is what happens. It opens in the virtual viewer. Now, you could tab to download at this point, but that's not what we want to do. We want to tab to open with to docs. Here we go. You're going to go through your visuals. Okay, you got to listen. Open with spacebar. Ta-da! And it goes right to docs. And the only reason why I have take a tour in those is because this is a brand new account that I just set up to do this demonstration. So now that we're in docs, you can actually see how it relates. You can see how it's connected. Now, docs does not have script empty bold. So you're going to notice it changed my beautiful happy birthday to a nice straight text. No big deal. But there are beginner kids, there are so many more commands in Word than there are in docs. The commands are a little more complicated in docs, not too bad, but a little bit more. But typically we start kids out in Office. And once they get Office down, there's actually a way, let's say this was a huge, huge lesson, and the teachers are using all things Google, so they're getting this in classroom, and they haven't learned all the commands on this yet. This is how you download. Yeah, you can do a Control-A, Control-C, but you don't always get all your format, and it can come out kind of convoluted. So to get to your menus, you have to combine the Shift key. Now, we had an update here for a while, and all we had to use is Alt, but now it's not. They took it away. They did, the computer does another update, it takes that command away, and we get to learn what the next command is. Well, it just defaults right back to Alt-Shift. So I'm going to do an Alt-Shift and an F. And don't we love how that doesn't work? Okay, let's try this again. Oh, I know it's not working. Okay, this is perfect. So this is not working at all. And it's because there's no accessibility. Oh, I love that. Okay, so Control-Alt-Z. Like I said, this is a brand new account. And I haven't set it up yet, so this is absolutely perfect. So I'm going to Control-Alt-Z and listen. Yeah, let's do it again. That's supposed to immediately go into accessibility mode. And I can tell that, yeah, I also can tell you that's a zoom command. So I'm going to need to do this out of Firefox because it's already enabled. So you want to Control-Alt-Z to make this to go into accessibility mode. So I'm going to sit on my Alt and I'm going to tab to Firefox and I'm going to put it into focus. Here we go. And I'm going to Control-T and I'm going to type in Drive and hit enter. Okay, here we go. Now, I just need to open up something. Let's see, what do I want to open up? Well, house pictures aren't very interesting. I'm just going to do a Shift-T. Shift-T also creates a new doc. And you'll see my accessibility is enabled. Now, I can't do Control-Alt-Z because it's also a zoom command, so that is what it is. Just try it. You'll see immediately your accessibility option will open. So here we are, and I'm just going to type in test just so I have something here. And I'm going to turn off my caps lock. It takes 2 hits on the caps lock when you're in laptop mode. Caps lock on, caps lock off. Now let's go ahead and go Alt-Shift-F. And while I'm here, let's go ahead and name this something before we even download it. So if you look at the hotkeys, you can see rename is R, but I want to go down arrow, long way first. So then the kids hear all of the options, and you're going to hit enter on that. And it automatically puts test in there because your computer is learning from you. Whatever you put in the top of your document, it's thinking that's what you want. Yeah, test is fine. If I wanted to rename it big test, okay, I'll just retype that. Hit enter to solidify the name, and you're good to go. Now, if this is a huge document, when this is a huge document from your teacher, we want to Alt-Shift-F to file. And you are going to go to download, and I need to show you a huge trick with slides also, which I will. So D to download, and it says download in Microsoft Word. Yes, that's what I want to do. What's great is the kids can download this into Word, do all the work, then they can upload it back to their drive, and when they hand it in to their teacher, the teacher has no idea they did this in Word or PowerPoint or Excel or anything like that. Anyway, I'm going to hit enter on Microsoft Word. It asks me, do I want to open it or save it? Alt-O is open with, Alt-S is save file. I just want to open this, so I just hit enter. And Word opens with the work. Okay, now protected mode. Here we go. We are in protected mode. Everybody's like, okay, I can't type, I can't do anything, can't move around this document. You need to enable the editing. This is a F6 command. F6 moves around all your panes. You're also going to notice your whole menu is closed. So you want to hit F6. Yep, it's going to tell you that it might be bad, but I want you to tab one time to enable editing. And spacebar, enter. Now, is that the only way? No, it's not. You're going to notice your whole toolbar opens. You can do a Control S. You can do an Alt F to file, an S to save. There's many ways to do that, but F6 is the most direct. Now I want to show you the F6. So it actually, so you can see how it moves you around your whole page. So let's hit F6 again. Okay, what's great about that is if you have 6 pages, you're going to know you have 6 pages of work. And when I tell kids, find out how much work you have, you know, so you can space out the time. So hit F6. If it says 1 of 6 pages and this is homework, you better pace out your time in order to get the work done. If you hit F6 and it says 1 of 1, okay, that's not too bad. It's still going to be a lot of work though, but 6 pages is going to be a whole lot more work. So you do want to F6. This gives you a clue of how much work you've got ahead. The next is if you're writing a document and your English teacher says, I want a 500-page paper, well, you're going to F6 and you're going to write it all one time. 1 word. That's all I have, 1 word. Okay, well, I've got 499 more words to write. Okay, but it gives you an idea of what you need to do. So let's continue to use that powerful F6 command. Okay, upper ribbon. You can actually see I'm moving in a huge circle. So here's my upper ribbon, and let's hit F6 again. And I'm back to my edit page. Okay? So that is how you do that. And then once you do that work, and you already saw how I uploaded this, let's go ahead and Alt F4 and close. And we're back to our doc. Okay, so I really want to show you quickly the powerful way you can change PowerPoints to all text. And don't worry, I will repeat these commands also as we move along, and then I will add on to them. So I'm going to Control F4, not Alt F4. I only want to close just this tab, Control F4, and I am back here. Okay, so I am going to, gosh, I can't even remember what slide I've got. So I'm just going to do a slash, and I'm going to down arrow to presentation and hit enter. So you'll notice, let's say you can't remember the name of it at all. You notice how I did that. I just hit slash. I could have done that with docs, sheets, anything. And now I'm just going to go down to, I don't know, let's find a fun presentation. Actually, that was a really good one. How about, ooh, scams and schemes. Oh, that's a good one too. The scams and schemes. Oh, let's do that one and hit enter. Okay, here we go. So this is all on all the different types of scams and schemes that people have to be aware of. You're also going to notice when you open it up, it says view only. That means you can do nothing. This is just like protected view mode. So let me show you how to get it out of view only so you can actually work on it right here. And then I'm going to show you how to download it, and it will change everything into straight text. Here we go, Alt-Shift-F. Okay, I need to make my own copy. Yeah, enter. That's good enough. I could put Denise scams and schemes if I wanted to, but I'm just going to leave that there. I could change my folders if I wanted to. I'm just going to leave it there. And I'm going to hit OK. And if it doesn't want to change, come on, you can do this. And I just love, okay, if you have a lot of things going and it just doesn't want to work, you're going to Alt-Tab off. And I'm going to insert tab, and I need to listen to where I'm at. Okay, it actually says I'm back on the scams and schemes Firefox. Let's just see if I am. Alt-Shift-F. I am not. I'm up in my tab control. And if it gives you problems, you're going to F5 to refresh. Okay? And we get to do it again because that locked up. But once again, you don't panic about things like that. Alt-Shift-F. I'm going to make my own copy, so I hit C. And I'm going to hit enter on that. And it actually, a new tab actually opens if you didn't notice that. And these tabs, let me quickly show you how to do this. Control 1 is my zoom. Control 2 is my drive. Control 3 is the protected view. And Control 4 is my copy. Now, let's go ahead and get this into all straight text. It's like great magic. Alt-Shift-F. I want D to download, and I'm going to go down to plain text. Now, this can be loaded with pictures. It doesn't matter. It will take all the pictures out, and it will change it to just text. I'm going to hit enter on plain text. I want to open this just so you can see how cool this is. You could save it, Alt-S. I'm going to Alt-O. And it's going to open in Notepad because this is a TXT file. And looky there. Phenomenal. Insert down arrow to read it. Yeah, I'm going to hit Control, hush them up. Anyway, this kid now can do a clean study. They don't have to pop from slide to slide. That will be a whole other lesson where I'm just hitting all of the slides. But I want you to, because this is the start of the school year, I want you to get an idea how everything is interrelated and works so, so well. Now at this point, what I tell my kids is select this out, copy it, and put it into Word. So I'm going to go ahead and do that step. Control A and Control C. Because typically there's questions in this and the teachers want them to answer it. So I'm going to do Windows 8 and open my Word since I know I pinned that there. Escape to get out. And I'm going to Control V and paste it in. And it told me page 2. Okay? I'm going to Control Home, back to the top. And at that point, the kids are going to hit enter, up arrow, type in their name. Okay? Now, let's insert the date really quickly. Alt-N and then D. Alt-N, D. There's the date and time, enter. Okay, and then the subject is scams and schemes below it. And there you are. So nice and clean, easy to study this work. Okay, and then of course you want to F12 and you want to save this.